Alright, welcome to 10 Things We Love About Gigs. We've done a hate video as well, which should have gone up first. I don't know, I keep getting this confused when I should put this shit up. But anyway, 10 Things We Love About Gigs. He's got 10, I've got 10. They're all tongue-in-cheek, serious, mix of fun, things that we actually enjoy, or some things that we just, like, that's just fun. Yeah. So, enjoy. Want to go first?
Yeah.
Go.
Let's go. So the obvious one, I guess, really, genuinely, the music, which sounds very generic, but it's not that. It's there's nothing as exhilarating as loud live music.
Yep.
And that's generally what it is. The reason we all go to shows.
Yep.
Is to see bands, but playing music, and there isn't. You can't recreate the experience of a good live show in any other way.
Yep.
You know.
Funny enough, my first one would be, it's everything to me. Hearing music live is one of my favourite things. It's exactly the same thing, basically.
Yeah.
There's just something about it.
I like waffling. That's the thing. I write my thing, and then I go, let's have 7 or 8 lines worth of description. Like, I don't know what I wrote.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna be able to know it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just is. It can be, particularly in our genre as well, rock and metal. It could just be some. It often is really, really special. Yeah, it's great moments.
That's the point.
Yeah. Right, my next one. This is more for the small shows. Well, it's just for the small shows. But you go to a small show, local bands, that kind of thing, bands that are up and coming. There's a chance that you're going to get to meet, talk, get shit signed by the bands. That's, one thing I love. I went to one recently, which was OMS, and it was the vocalist that was selling me the merch and stuff like that. It's just awesome. Band gets off stage. Boss Keloid, it was the bass player or the guitar player, I can't remember which role he had, who got off stage and then went to their merch stand. And there's a chance for you to say hello and say, hey, awesome set and things like that. Maul's a great example. He was standing in the lobby afterwards.
Yeah, no, good one. Good pits.
Good pits.
Yeah. Like most pits are good.
Yep.
That's the thing. Like, it's not the bad ones with the dickheads.
Yep.
Are more rare, thankfully, than the really good ones. But when you get a good pit for a good show with good energy, good etiquette, a really, really, really going for it.
Yep.
But in the right way, like, I find that probably the most exhilarating thing, like, about any show. And like, as I'm older now, I don't go and pit at every show.
Yep.
We still do, but we tend to pop in and pop out.
Oh yeah,
that's definitely my thing now. Like, I'm gonna go in for a couple of tracks and then I'm fucked.
Yeah.
So I'm coming out.
Yeah.
But the buzz from it, the adrenaline rush is unreal. As long as it's a good pit and there's no like, the worst thing in the world is to get in there and like you're in there for a few minutes and there's people punching or something like that and you're like, what the fuck. Yeah. You get in there and you get a good pit, circles going, everything like that. Everyone's laughing, everyone's enjoying it.
Yeah.
But going for it, I love it.
I got one very similar, which was pits and what drives me to be part of them. And it's basically that. It's the good pits, those moments, exhilarating, where I always remember the one that always sticks in mind is when we saw, not Cavalier Conspiracy, it was Sepultura Return the Rote. And we'd said before, no, probably not going to pit tonight. The opening song was Rote.
Yeah.
And I think we just went, nope, gone, yeah,
seconds,
gone, and that fact that it just grabs us like that, and it's like, yep, we're gonna be part of this, and it was cool.
And that's very much how it goes. I don't think I actually go to any show now thinking, right, let's get in there and into the pit.
No,
I always go there not planning to, but find myself more and more in them.
Yep.
I mean, there was a period of my life probably recently where I wasn't in them very much, so I was becoming more of a I'm happy to watch. Headbang a little bit, But yeah, in the last few years, it's been more. It's been more again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a beer with most of the time people that love these bands as much as me. Now it's more of it's more of a one particular thing, but obviously all the time, like theory at a gig and everyone's there to love that band and you're having a beer and everyone's just having a good time. That's how it often is. But I always remember Turasas at Hellfest. It's one where like they were playing Hellfest and I never felt that was one where I chose to get really, because it was so exhilarating. I was like second from the front, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like squashed in with people, but everyone was smiling and loving it, and it's so fucking cool. Everyone's got a beer, everyone's having a good time. We were together, everyone was singing together, like that. That's fucking awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
Agree. Okay, so I particularly like the warm up. to a gig.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if this sounds a bit strange, maybe, but let me explain. So, if you go to a show, there's a handful of us going.
Yeah.
Right? We all make our way up there. You get up London or wherever you're going. You're getting a boozer.
Yep.
In the sunshine. A few beers. Everyone's having a laugh. Other fans in there and everything like that. I love that.
Yeah.
You know, again, it's just adding to the excitement of the show.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, we've done many like that.
The warm up.
Yeah, it's a great way, you know. Yeah, like things like Machine at the Roundhouse. Probably use Sunshine as an example. That was probably a good summer one where I think we were in the pub about 1-2 o'clock, just round the corner with friends, and it made the whole day awesome.
Great laugh, and then you know it starts it earlier as well. It's like the event and then we end with the live music.
Exactly. Yeah. He's right. Yeah, absolutely. My next one is 2 words: support bands. This is more of a modern thing. Back in the day, I wouldn't say I ever gave a shit. Whereas now, I'm so constantly who's the support? And even if I'm not in the venue for it, or if I do get the venue early for whatever reason, you know, there's a high chance it's an opportunity to see something a lot of the time that you've never heard before. They might interest you. You know, that's why we're quite big on this whole when we see big bands going out and they're taking out. Well, I want to use Metallica actually next year, bringing Ghost out with them. You know, I know they got Batushka or whatever, a smaller band, things like that. Yeah. But it's Ghost don't need that leg up. No. They don't need that help.
They need plenty of things, but not that.
Yeah, so, you know, support bands, just the fact that we do get these, you know, we could have had a world where a band starts to playing live and you go and see that band and that's the end of it. But no, we built this system where it's expected, and rightfully so, that there'll be 2, maybe 3 support bands playing in the day, people that are smaller and got less time, they're given the opportunity to showcase their stuff to people who are there for the main band. That's just a cool fucking system.
Yeah. I got a kind of similar one. I put finding a new band via the support acts, or just finding out how good a band actually are that you kind of only slightly knew. And again, this was very much this. I wrote this list very soon after the Ghost Bath Mall.
Right.
show.
Yep.
You know, and like I said in the previous podcast that we recorded, that I went there to see Ghost Bath, kind of looking forward to checking out Mole, but not overly bothered about it, and came out thinking Mole were the best thing since sliced bread.
yeah.
You know, and it's that you know, that's part of the gig. I've gone there to see one band, I come out with 2.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so basically make sure you get down early, people. Well, my next one's proper specific, but one venue used to do it, and now another has cottoned on, and come on, all of you fuckers want to do it. 2-pint cups.
Oh.
So this has become a sort of fun new thing. It started in Brixton last year, and it was pretty oh cool, you know. For some reason I still drink them as fast, but you know, the Forum started it now as well.
Okay.
2-pint cups.
Good Palace do it as well. Don't
they do, yes.
Yeah.
2-pint cups, man. Everyone get on this shit.
Yeah.
It gets people you get a drink. You potentially have one for longer. You're paying double the price, so obviously you're paying for a drink as well. Just love them. Stop less time having to go to the bar.
Despite all of our beer talk, we don't actually have a drinking problem.
No,
not we seem to spend a lot of time on it. Give us more of it for cheaper.
Yes.
I'm just checking to see if I had any beer ones. Other than me warm up one, I didn't. Okay, so I put down the happy kind of chatty bands. This is basically the alternate to the miserable bands.
Yeah.
The happy chatty ones who look like they want to be there, who have that charisma on stage, that energy. You know, whether it's 5 people or 5,000.
Yeah.
But it's just infectious and it just spreads out.
And
I've been at plenty of shows where I haven't maybe properly felt like I want to be there tonight. But not just the music, but also the attitude of the band on stage kind of lifts you and gets you into it. You know?
Yeah. And you walk away feeling a lot happier because of it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big thing for us. We constantly talk about this whole on-stage behaviour and so on, and Brennan puts it succinctly. Moments. Were you there when so-and-so played that? or when so-and-so did this? And it's that kind of thing. It's being part of those moments. It kind of ties in the first a little bit, I guess, really, but you know, whether it's be a specific memory or a specific event, did you see that? You know, I'll give you it's not a good example, unfortunately, but you know, my son's first ever gig involved some guy jumping from the balcony and delaying the show for 40 minutes while an ambulance came to take him off. It's a moment. Less Than Jake. Yeah, Less Than Jake, Real Big Fish.
See why he jumped.
He wa-
I knew who it was as well. I just literally just for that reason.
I already referenced Tourist Ass at Hellfest. That was 2014. It still sticks strongly on my head because I came out of that so fucking buzzing, you know. It just felt like I'd been part of something. Yeah, just things like that where, moments.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool. This one's a bit shit, but I'll get it out of the way then. So again, alternate to my negative about slow queues and everything like that. While it seems such a silly little thing, like quick queues, happy staff, security that are doing their job but friendly and all that.
Yeah.
I think in the whole event of a big show or whatever that you're going to, it only takes a small thing to wreck it.
Yep.
You know, and some of the things you have to go through, you know, you get there, you have your warm up, you get to the queue, and when you get in nice and smooth and everything's click and everyone's in there nice and clean and, you know, it just flows. It adds to the night for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, don't make me stand there for half an hour. Don't make me stand inside while you're searching every single pocket on every person that's behind me waiting for them to come in, and that kind of kills it for me. So when it just goes nice and smooth and all that, you know, I love that. I'm like, yeah, well done.
Yeah, I mean, you've highlighted it. I'll bring it up now then because you've kind of highlighted it in that as well as other things. And it sort of like ties into a couple of things, Brenton, which is just the atmosphere in general a lot of the time. You know, whether it be the lead up, the build up, the before, the queue, happy staff, general good feeling.
That's the thing, I think so, you know, the whole thing of a gig, it isn't just the band and the songs they play and everything like that, because it only takes a negative twat behind the bar or a security guard who couldn't give a fuck about what he's doing, just like being a dickhead about it. It only takes one of them to ruin the whole night, or ruin a portion of the night. You know. So when that all goes well, it's like, that's a good thing. It's something I love about going to a gig when you have one of those nice, smooth. Love it. Yeah.
Go on, then you go again.
I guess a lot of people get this, although it could be quite a personal one, but I'd imagine it's the same for a lot of people at a metal show. But it's that kind of enlightened feeling after a show, that temporary stress relief, that, you know, kind of the weight of the world has dropped off your shoulders and you're just buzzing for a little bit.
Yep.
You know, it's that, I don't know, it's not even the hour after, because I often get it like still the morning after. I wake up in the morning and you're like tired and got to drag your ass to work or whatever, but you're like, you know, maybe you have a little ear ringing kind of sensation, but it's like, you know, you're still buzzing a little bit.
Because you did that last night.
The quality of the show, I guess sometimes maybe it determines how long it lasts. But for a period of time after a show, you're kind of on cloud nine and you're just like, after a good show. Yeah. You know? That's
really good. That's a really good thing. Yeah. I never really think about that. I didn't even think about it for this, but you're right. For after the Mole and Ghost Bath one, the next day and stuff like that, I was like, you know, bouncing along.
Yeah, no, definitely,
Yeah. Well, my next one's very specific. We live in London, so basically we're almost 99% of the time a guaranteed stop.
Yep.
So we get everything, really.
Yeah. Fantastic.
It's simple as that.
We get to pick and choose what gigs we go to.
Yeah, we can be as fussy as we want.
Rather than hoping they come to our town.
Yeah. So lucky us.
Yeah. Okay. Crowd sing-alongs at certain shows. This is the thing. And the one that always steps in my mind is basically the Bard song.
Of course. Yep.
Then moments. These are basically like what you were saying about moments. They're the things that you're like, wow, you know, the whole crowd, whoever's there, Bloodstock for things like Valhalla.
Oh yeah.
You know, like they're amazing moments.
Yeah,
they're absolutely amazing, and they are so exhilarating. A few thousand people who cannot hold a tone.
Yep.
But together
somehow harmonise.
Like,
yeah.
It's like, this is brilliant.
Yeah, because you think about that. You use the Bard song as a great example, and like, I remember that as being like that was a choir style singing, but it probably fucking wasn't.
No, it was like tomorrow.
That's amazing.
Shouting anyway. You're all drunk and slurring your words.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, love those moments.
Well, I got one more. How many more you got?
One more as well.
Well, my last one is a cheesy one. A really cheesy one. And it's happened a lot. And I'm going to use one example. But it's happened a lot. And it's basically that moment when a song intro hits. And this is when I'm with people. Everyone's feeling good and all that. And a song intro hits. And you turn to your brother. Or he turns to me. And we're both like, fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And the one I'm going to use that kind of sticks in my mind was actually Machine Head at the Roundhouse. Machine Head again. And it was Bastards.
Yeah.
We weren't sure if we'd hear it live because the lyrical content and all that, and it was like, oh, you know, yeah, that I love that shit. It's just like, oh, yes, brilliant, you know, yeah,
definitely,
yeah,
especially on like when it's a. I don't know, like you're not sure what the set list is going to be, and you know, then a song comes
really
on,
surprised by
yes.
yeah.
My last one is again, it's a moment. It's a bit more of a humorous one.
Go on.
I hope anyway. So that moment where maybe the band are leaving the stage, and you think you make eye contact with them, and they do something, but it's probably not for you. You know, they maybe do that. Like that, and you're like, oh yeah. But
they acknowledge me.
They can't even see shit because they've got all the lights coming down.
Oh, that's good.
And the one that pops in my head is actually, and I'm still convinced he did do this to me, but then the part of me thinks, location-wise, he couldn't have seen me, which was again Machine Head.
Yeah.
And it was when we did the evening with them, we met them.
Okay.
Beforehand.
Yeah, the Apollo.
So, obviously, we chatted to them. It was all great. And Dave McLean, God rest his soul.
Fucking dead.
Well, dead to me.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. He at the end of it, you know, like he throws his drumsticks into the crowd, and I remember he was standing there yesterday. We was at the back by this point.
Yep.
And he threw one, and then he was like that, looking out to the crowd to where he threw the other one, and I went like that, right at the back, and he kind of like gave this like thing like, I'll never get it back there, you know, kind of like, how?
Yeah.
And then he tried to throw it really far, and it never got anywhere near me. And I was convinced that was like we connected.
Oh.
Like, do you know what I mean? Whereas what probably happened in reality is there was somebody about 3 rows back who he could just about see that he was doing that to.
Yeah.
And all the way behind that person, there was another 100 people all going, he's doing it to me, he's doing it to me.
Yeah.
And none of us were involved whatsoever. But those little moments, you know, maybe like you're in the pit and you get quite close to the front man and you kind of like throw the horns up and he maybe does something and you're like, that was for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I actually have one that was for me.
What, Mole?
No. Yeah, that was the more. No,
that was definitely for you.
Many years ago, Static X played at Islington Academy. Me and another brother went, and we weren't feeling it. It turned out to be a great gig, and it was about 4:15, so we were quite close. And Tony Campos, who played bass in Static X at the time, and I remember being quite close and sort of like horns up, rocking out, and kind of thing. And he leant over, like to do that really close to me, and that was definitely to me. Like I always remember that, you know. But yeah, it's just cool because these people are heroes to us, isn't it?
Yeah.
So even if they acknowledge our existence even a bit, we get excited.
And even if they don't, but I think they did,
It'll
that's
do.
enough for me.
It will do. And that's our 10 things we love about gigs. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check out the 10 things we hate about gigs for a contrasting view, mainly about beer.
Yeah, that comes up a few times.
And if you want us to do something, cover out a particular subject, be it in gaming, rock, metal, horror, you know, as well as
cooking.
Yeah, be imaginative. Let us know and we'll consider doing it. Watch out for the next one.